Oh, hey, folks. Welcome back to Chris Wyatt Africa. Breaking news. This just in. CNN has fired Chris Cuomo. Can you imagine that? Oh, my goodness. What could he ever have done to merit being released by the former, once prestigious news network at CNN? What did he do? Did he tell fairy tales about a sitting president and lie about him on a daily basis? No, that wasn't the reason he got fired. Did he make stuff up on his news program and disguise it as news? That's not why he got fired. Did they fire Chris Cuomo because he lacks journalistic integrity? No. That's the whole basis of the reason he worked at CNN, because he lacks journalistic integrity, right? Well, he got fired for his interference in the sexual harassment and assault allegations against his brother, the disgraced former governor of the Empire State of New York, Andrew Cuomo. And it is fitting who other than Brian Stelter at CNN releases his article that CNN has fired Chris Cuomo. The irony. George Costanza himself tells us that CNN has fired his dear kissing cousin, best buddy, Chris Cuomo. Well, CNN said on Saturday that anchor Chris Cuomo had been terminated by the network effective immediately. Ah, those are lovely words. The announcement came after an outside law firm was retained to review information about exactly how Cuomo aided his brother, the former disgraced New York governor, Andrew Creepy Hands Cuomo, when the then governor was accused of sexual harassment. They had suspended him earlier this week on Tuesday, of course, but now they have fired him. He's gone. In the process of that review, additional information came to light. CNN's statement added, despite the termination, we'll investigate as appropriate. Now, on Saturday, Chris Cuomo said, this is not how I wanted my time at CNN to end, but I've already told you why and how I helped my brother. So let me say now, as disappointing as this is, I could not be more proud of the team at Cuomo Prime Time, where they do such a great job making things up. And the work we did as CNN's #1 show in the most competitive time slot, which we finished last in every time. I owe them all, and we'll miss that group of special people who really did important fiction. Oh, it's so wonderful. Well, I guess when you're down, they just pile on, because just a few hours after CNN's announcement, the New York Times reported that a lawyer, Deborah Katz, had contacted CNN about a sexual harassment allegation against not Andrew Cuomo, but Chris Cuomo. Sexual misconduct allegation leveled against fired CNN anchor Chris Cuomo. No. Former co-worker of Chris Cuomo made a sexual misconduct allegation against the former CNN anchor, who was fired Saturday for misleading the cable network about the extent of the role he played in trying to manipulate the sexual harassment accusations that took down his brother, former Governor Andrew Cuomo. A well-known employment lawyer who represents the accuser contacted CNN to tell them of the allegation. That well-known lawyer is Deborah Katz. Unbelievable. The woman who leveled the unknown accusations against Chris Cuomo was a former junior colleague at another news network, according to Deborah Katz. It's unclear if the woman's claim influenced CNN's choice to fire their star primetime anchor, who was suspended from his $6 million a year job. Wow. I'll tell you what, I would love to work on that network and perpetuate fiction and tell fantasies every day for a fraction of that $6 million. I'll take $600,000 to tell those tales. Chris Cuomo is gone. But you know what? It's not over, folks. Man, this now that could be dogpiling. He's innocent until proven guilty. These sexual allegations we see a lot of times are just thrown out there just to throw shade on people, like the Kavanaugh nonsense that happened. So maybe Chris Cuomo is not guilty of that, so we're not going to convict him here in this court of public opinion, but we will convict him in this court of public opinion of shameful, disgraceful, fake journalism. Absolutely. Well, meanwhile, over at Fox, Joe Concha rips into Chris Cuomo, and more details come out, texts that we haven't seen publicly, but apparently some people have. Joe Concha rips Chris Cuomo. His ego, hubris, and a complete lack of moral compass led determination. Strong words from Joe Concha. But what exactly do we know about? Well, Concha said 3 things did Chris Cuomo in: ego, hubris, and a complete lack of moral compass. Like brother. And quite frankly, this should have happened a long time ago. We knew all of this already, just when these text messages came out showing him attempting to smear incredible accusers of sexual harassment against his brother. That should have been the end in August. Finally, CNN gets around to doing this, and it's hard to see Chris Cuomo working in the broadcast news business again. But hey, folks, anything can happen in the broadcast news business. Anything can happen. Listen, Dan Blather is still employed doing so-called reporting, investigative journalism. This is a guy who's a liar. He's a liar. He's a known liar. He lied about George Walker Bush to throw an election.
He concocted a fantasy story about, or he bought into a fantasy story, whichever the case may be, about the so-called, avoiding his military service with the Texas Air Guard, and got people to lie, or he went along with their lies. One of the two. I don't know what he did. But Dan Blather is a known liar, and the guy is still a respected personality. These leftists get away with this garbage all the time. All the time. But hey, folks, Chris Cuomo is out at CNN. We should have seen the handwriting on the wall a few days ago. Even the uber leftist Atlantic magazine called for his ouster. Can you believe that? 5 days ago, they published an article. Yes, Chris Cuomo must go. New revelations show the anchor betrayed his obligation to his viewers. Well, we knew that when he lied about Donald Trump. We knew that long ago. This one's from November 29th. Already, David Graham is saying that he should be gone. He should be gone. Shocking that the Atlantic would come out with that story days ago. And CNN only gets around to firing Chris Cuomo on the 4th of December of 2021. Well, it won't be a lovely Christmas at the Chris Cuomo house. What between getting fired and losing his $6 million a year job, although I'm sure he's set for life, and now being accused of sexual harassment by a former colleague. Well, have yourself a Merry Christmas, Chris Cuomo, and make the best of it. And perhaps if you ever find your way back into media, you could try something new. Journalistic integrity, telling the truth, asking pertinent questions of both sides of the aisle, not being a shill and hack for the political left. Try that, and we'll see where it gets you. But sadly, he wasn't fired for being a shill and hack for the political left, or for his lies or his lack of journalistic integrity. He got fired because this is a mess that's likely going to result in criminal charges against Chris Cuomo if we have an attorney general or a Southern District Manhattan attorney at the federal level who has the courage to do their job. Chris Cuomo could find himself in the docket here very soon. And that's why CNN has terminated Chris Cuomo, not because it's salacious and it's nasty or a sexual harassment allegation. No, that's not why he's let go. He's let go because he is a liability, and that's why he's gone. They thought they could cover it up and suspending him through the holidays would be enough, and they quietly bring him back in January, but that ain't going to happen. So, as Kool and Gang said, celebrate good times. But there's plenty more out there. Lots of networks with lots of shameful so-called journalists who are nothing more than talking heads, who get lost unless they can read the teleprompter in front of them. And they have no genuine views or background in the things that they report on because they're not actually journalists. They're just talking heads. We can teach chimpanzees to do the job that many of them do. All right, folks, thanks a lot. Take care of yourself. If you're not a subscriber, smack that button right down and become a subscriber. Thanks a lot. Cheers.